I know I'm trash. I know I'm trash. I know it's Tuesday. I hope this gets up tonight. I'm trash. I just had to take like a self-care day. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot going on. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is chai tea by Stash Premium Tea. You know, living life. This is a pop culture heavy video. It is 12:41. I have to leave the house at 1. Let's see if we can get this done. Let's jump into some pop culture tea. Here's the tea. All right, so the first thing on the agenda, Fenty Beauty launched. Oh my God, you guys. I am so excited for Fenty Beauty. Like, my level of respect for Rihanna has gone up times 10. Like, a couple years ago, I was like, ugh, Rihanna is whack. She can't sing. Like, her forehead too big. And a friend of mine was like, you're hating. And I was like, I'm not hating. He's like, yeah, you are. She's gonna be big and you're hating. And I was like, I'm not hating. And it turns out that I was low-key kind of hating because, like, who cares? Like, who cares if she can't actually sing? There's so many singers out there, Katy Perry, who just cannot sing and they have big, huge careers. And I don't think anything of it. And as a black woman, I should support another black woman. You know, every time I hear her singing live, I'm always shocked. Her voice has gotten so much better, right? But the dropping of Fenty Beauty has just she's taken my heart. 40 Shades, girl, what? 40 Shades? I mean, she's done exactly what needs to be done. Like, she launched it. It was a hard launch. It's everywhere. There are many colors sold out on Sephora.com and I'm sure on FentyBeauty.com. But like, I'm able to go in and find my color. Like, and I'm so happy and excited about that. I want to buy it and try it out so bad. And I also love the fact that gurus weren't given it for free. They were invited to the launch party and able to try things on, but not given things for free. Like, maybe some of them got a few products, but for the majority of the reviews I saw, and by the way, girl, everybody and their mama did this. I honestly didn't even know anything was happening with Fenty Beauty until it launched and I saw 17 million beauty gurus do like reviews on it. And I watched almost everybody's review, girl. I didn't care what skin tone they were. I wanted all of the information on Fenty Beauty and everyone loves it. And so I'm just gonna wait, you know what I'm saying, until I get my coin up because I put everything in my basket, girl, and it was $188 for all that I wanted from Miss Fenty Beauty and I can't, not right now. Big up to Rihanna and Fenty Beauty. Thank you, girl. Next, we have Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's old ass, like, gonna put out a book talking about what happened. Girl, we know what happened. We was there, okay? You wasn't the right candidate. And, you know, Democrat Party needs to figure it out. And we don't need you going around with your book deal. We get it. It was $6 million to write this tell-all book. And so you did. And, like, nobody cares. It's irrelevant. We were already in the Badlands. You know what I'm saying? We were already in the end of times. No thanks to you. So, gracias. Bow Wow and his old dumb ass. So, Bow Wow's people are always dragging Bow Wow. And I love it. I mean, I just love it. He gonna come out saying that he don't want a relationship. He wants a partnership. And then naming everything about a good relationship or a good marriage. Get out from under your rock of like, I don't experience racism and I want a partnership, not a relationship, and I'm on a jet, low-key I'm in coach. Like, listen, Shad Rock, Shad Moss, we don't care. Ooh, the Emmys, girl. So shout out to Issa for saying, Miss Issa Rae, who are you rooting for? I'm just gonna be honest, I'm rooting for all the black people. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Right? I mean, don't we all? Anything I watch, I root for the black person or the person of color or the woman. Like, in that order. I'm like, who's black? Okay, who's the person of color? Okay, none of that? Okay, who's the woman? That is the order in which I root. I don't care what you may think about it. Voting for her people. Voting for the people who are rarely ever nominated in these categories. Voting for them and rooting for them because she loves them and she understands their struggle. So sit down, Becky Patty. Go ahead and sit down, girl. So, congratulations to Sterling Brown. Oh my God, Sterling K. Brown, girl, This Is Us. He is absolutely worth watching This Is Us. And it's just so great. He was so good. He's just so good. He's such a good actor. And he won Best Leading Role in a Drama. And I'm just like, yeah. Donald Glover won Best Leading Male Role in a Comedy. And like, Aziz and Leah winning for Best Writing of a Comedy Series, Master of None, big ups. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was great. It was really great. Atlanta also won Best Direction. I mean, Atlanta is good, girl. I never watched Community because I was like, why? But like, thank you. Thank you for Atlanta, Donald Glover. Thank you. And thank you for introducing us to that little skinny guy who was in Get Out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for introducing us to him. A Kevin Hart child. Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart allegedly cheated on his wife and his pregnant wife, and he made a public apology on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever. And everyone's like, I don't feel sorry for Kevin Hart. He got caught up in that situation. I don't necessarily feel sorry for Kevin Hart. I mean, I did a video about Kevin Hart if you want to go check it out. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Personally, it's none of my business. I don't have anything with his wife. Like, she not my, I don't, you know, it's none of my business, right? Like, who cares? And apparently he cheated on his first wife. I don't know if it's with this current wife, but like, I simply do not care. And I think that Kevin and all male celebrities, any celebrity, doesn't matter if you're male or female, need to like gird their loins. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's on him. This is the modern times. It's not Eddie Murphy in the 80s and the 90s. You can't just be doing whatever you want to do. That's on you. That's on Kevin. Kevin got himself caught up. I don't feel sorry for him, nor do I care. That's between him and his wife. And I feel bad that he had to publicly make some sort of statement about it, because now it opens it up to the public. And he had to do it because I think this woman was trying to extort money from him to keep quiet about it. I don't know if the girl is pregnant. I hope he's not, but like, okay, so let's move on to some politics tea. Here's the tea. So now this whole mess with DACA, remember I was telling you about Nancy and Chuck having a conversation with Trump, and Trump being like, you know, let's see what happens, you know, tagging on to this Hurricane Irma relief business, and let's see what happens. Now his side is like, oh, he's a traitor, giving into the left. He's succumbing to the Washington politics BS instead of standing firm. What about the wall? He's saying, no, the wall is still in there. We're still building the wall, you guys. Calm down. DACA, what? I don't know. What? The wall, though. The wall. So a lot of his base was upset. And I'm just like, did you really think this fool was about to get in here and do everything? He was going to have to, like, give in on something. They won't let him do everything. Keep out the dreamers, let go of DACA, and build the wall? Girl, come on, be realistic. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So now recently he was at this UN meeting, and he made some comment calling Kim Jong-un Rocket Man and how he's on a suicide mission. Girl, talking about how Kim Jong-un had someone stolen from a beach in Japan taken to North Korea to teach spies English or Japanese or something, and then how that dude Otto, who went there and stole that propaganda thing from the hotel, came back to the States and died. Like, he was talking about all this stuff, talking about we will with the full force go after North Korea, talking about how Kim Jong-un's a terrible dictator who starves his people to death, yet he's still threatening to bomb the shit out of North Korea. I don't understand. So you're like, no, Kim Jong-un can't destroy his people, but I can. I will if Kim Jong-un keeps talking. Like, I just think it's all very ridiculous. Kim Jong-un is going to continue to launch missiles. He's going to do what he wants to do. He doesn't care. He's a dictator. He doesn't care. And I think that Trump thinks he cares. Kim will survive. Jong-un will survive. He will bounce if there are missiles coming towards him. He will leave North Korea. And people will die. People in North Korea and South Korea will die because Trump is like trying to prove to his base that he's a badass. And it's just so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me want to vomit. Let's move on to some domestic tea. Here's the tea. Kaneka Jenkins. So let's start off with the beginning of it. She's 19 years old. She went to a party at a hotel in Chicago. Her friends call her mother around 4:30 and say, you know, she's missing. We have your car because she drove her friends there in her mother's car. Kanika last spoke to her sister at 1:30. Friends called the mom at 4:30 a.m. saying, hey, we don't know where she went. We all came downstairs together from the party. We realized she forgot her keys. We all went up and left her downstairs. We don't know where she went when we came back down. That turned out to be an absolute lie, right? All of a sudden, there's all these social media sleuths. Everyone's looking out, trying to figure out where she went. All of a sudden, rumors start to fly that she was raped and killed by the other dudes that were at the party because the girls didn't know the dudes at the party. The friends are being attacked, saying, you know what happened to her? Where is she at? Like, why are you guys lying? Why are you guys covering up? You know, da-da-da-da-da. Girls are like, we don't know where she went. We don't know where she went. Like, we're not lying. Why would we make up this lie? Like, she's our friend. The girls get attacked on social media. And when that was happening, I was like, yo, like, why is everybody freaking out on these girls? Like, yes, these girls need to answer some question, but it's not our job as internet nobodies to attack these girls. Let the police do their job. Like, there's a girl missing and we don't know where she is. So the family then files a missing missing persons report, but because she's 19 years old, the police is like, we have to wait. She's an adult. You know, we don't know where she's at. So then the family waits a while, but then they go to the hotel and they're like, hey, can you look at your footage to see what's up? You know, can you ask some questions? The hotel is like, no, they don't want to breach anybody's privacy. So, and they don't look anything up yet because there's no evidence that, you know, of anything. So they're like, no, we're not going to do all that. And they don't do anything. And then after finally a couple hours, they go back to the police and they're like, yo, you really need to do something about this. Like, they don't know where she went. She was at a party with her friends. Her friends don't know where she is at all. We need to start doing something. And so then they go to the hotel and make the hotel do something. Girl is found in an abandoned freezer in one of the hotel kitchens that no one's using. And she's dead. So now it's like, how long has she been in the freezer? Would we have been able to find her earlier had anyone listened to us? Like, the family was even knocking on people's doors in the hotel room, like, have you seen our daughter? Like, have you seen my child? Like, all the stuff, because the hotel wasn't trying to cooperate in the beginning. And so now they need to see, like, what the cause of death was, because if the cause of death was because she was in the freezer, the family is saying that if they had found her earlier, then she might still be alive. And I think that is a very, very valid point. And there's still so much controversy around this because the police finally let go of the footage. So it looks like she left the party by herself. This is what it alleges, it seems, because we don't have every single piece of footage. And there's the first footage of her exiting an elevator, stumbling like badly. And she's only been at the party for 2 hours at this time. And stumbling. And so it leads me to believe that she's on something more than just alcohol. Like, there's something else in her system, and maybe she got freaked out and decided to leave the party because she had more in her system. So she left and she's like stumbling around the halls. She's like running into a rail of like a banister, not a banister, but like, you know, when you hold going upstairs, she's like running into it. She runs into it twice. She's like going back and forth, very disoriented. And then there's another scene of her walking into this deserted kitchen and going one direction, then coming back, and then going in one direction and then not coming back. And that's when they say she entered the freezer and locked herself in. So those freezers, her mother is saying those freezers are really hard to open. And so she was so disoriented. How was she able to open up the freezer and get herself in? And those freezers usually lock behind them, but they're usually a failsafe inside to let yourself out. But if Kanika was not aware of that, she wouldn't have known to let herself out that way. And so it's just a lot of mystery surrounding this. So now activists are crying for the FBI to get involved because they feel like the Chicago PD didn't do what they needed to do when they needed to do it. And they feel like they want another pair of eyes on this case. And right now, I'm just really praying for the family. And I feel like the mother is very strong because she's been giving interviews and she's been talking. And it's just kind of like the community has rallied together and they're supporting this mother. And I really hope that she gets the answers that she needs in order to put her baby to rest, because I think this is just such a terrible scenario. And right now, the cops are ruling out homicide. And based on the evidence, I don't think it was a homicide either. But we need to see the results of the autopsy. And there's a lot of things that need to come into play. And because it seems like there's nobody else who went into this area before or after her, like the evidence points that she walked in on her own. And we need to see, like, if there's anything wrong with her body, any trauma. It doesn't look like she was raped or attacked. They haven't come out with any of that. My heart and prayers goes out to that family, and I really hope they get a resolution and they find out what happened to Kanika Jenkins. It's just so sad. So on to a Connecticut boy, Quincy Merlin, who was a victim of a hate crime, I would say. He's a biracial child whose father's black, mother's white. They live in Connecticut. And he was coerced or tricked into putting a noose around his neck and then pushed off of a picnic bench and hung. So what happened is these kids, these 14-year-old kids, were taunting him, racial slurs and making fun of him. And him and his sister were at the park. They like put a rope over a tree, and underneath the tree was the picnic table, and they put the noose around their neck, the kids who were taunting Quincy, and they're like, look, we're doing it, you should do it too, like all this stuff after like being mean to him. And so he did it to, I guess, to try to fit in or to prove that he wasn't scared. And once he had the noose around his neck and was standing on the picnic table, one of the kids pushed him off of the picnic table and they all walked away. And so the boy was there like turning blue and like choking, and his sister like ran up to like help him, and by the time she got there, he had already managed to get out of the noose, but he has like crazy burns on his neck and he is traumatized. And his mother and his grandmother are just kind of like, we didn't know we lived in such a racist town, and you know, and they're trying to move out, and it's really caused a lot of like turmoil in this town. And I really feel bad for Quincy, and I really feel bad for his family. I think it's really important that you teach your kids, if they're Black in any way, to teach them about the history of slavery and racism in this country pretty early, especially when it comes to things like lynchings and the damage that can be done to you because you are Black. And these kids are trash, and they deserve to go to any juvenile detention center because they knew what the fuck they were doing. And I think Quincy is an absolute victim of wanting to fit in and not understanding like exactly what they were asking him to do. And fuck those kids. All right, so another thing that's happening is Walgreens has decided to buy out Rite Aid, and they have been fighting about this because the FTC is like, no, Walgreens, you cannot buy all of Rite Aid because you are not going to get a monopoly. We need more diversity in the drugstore like field. We don't need you buying Rite Aid out. And so now they've come to a deal where Walgreens is going to buy a certain amount of Rite Aid. So not going to buy out Rite Aid 100%. So Rite Aid will still have its own like, it's going to go down dramatically, so there's not going to be as many Rite Aids around the country as possible. Most of them are going to turn into Walgreens. Some of them might stay Rite Aid, but I think that might be part of the deal that they change into Walgreens or some other like brand. But yeah, like Walgreens doesn't need to owe that much because already it's CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid, and I think that's it because, you know, Walgreens owns Duane Reade, which is New York, so like Walgreens doesn't need to have all that, girl. We don't need a monopoly. I like shopping at all the stores. I like getting the benefits from all the different stores. You know what I'm saying? Like Thrifties. I love my Thrifties ice cream, and some Rite Aids still have the Thrifties ice cream, girl. You know, shout out to the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that to happen. I'm really glad that the FTC didn't allow that to happen because right now I am living underneath a Spectrum Charter tyranny, and I hate cable monopolies because it forces you to have one kind of cable or go to satellite dish, and they both suck. I need to have at least 3 different cable options and 2 different satellite options in all of my neighborhoods at any given era because something is always janky about it. This internet I have right now goes on and off. It's faster than the internet I had before. Like I can upload a 20-minute video in like 20 minutes. Before that would take like 2 hours, but it still cuts out. I'll be watching something on Netflix, Mom, and it'll just pause for like 10 minutes. I'm like, Game of Thrones, it was always pausing. Girl, it was always pausing when Cersei was about to do something crazy. I need some variety in this marketplace, child, 100%. Okay, so let's move on to some international tea. Here's the tea. Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria is running right up behind Hurricane Irma. It's already hit the island of Dominica. I'm not sure which, it's looking like it's going to go towards the U.S. and the British Virgin Islands, but I don't even want to speak that into existence, even though I low-key did just now. I'm going to wait for it to actually do its path. It looks like it's going up on the Atlantic side, of Florida, and I mean, how much more can the Caribbean take? Houston people are still going through it. You know, Irma people are still going through it. There was another earthquake in Mexico, and it was 7.1 this time. I'm just like, heart and prayers out to all of these people, child. Like, I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. It's crazy out there. It's insane. It's insane with these natural disasters. It's just hard. Oh, it's 1:04. I have to go. Okay, so I'll talk about it more next week, and I'll go into depth into it, but like, Myanmar is absolutely ignoring the ethnic cleansing that is happening in this part of their country, and it's so upsetting. People's houses are being burned while they're inside of it. Like, it's ridiculous. Leave these people alone. What is the world going to do about it? Can we stop worrying about North Korea and start helping the people of Myanmar? I can't say their names. Can we help them? All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Morning Tea. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns you'd like to leave it down below, please do so. If you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to consider becoming a Patreon patron, please click the link down below. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Okay, bye. Thank you.